Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. I'm Kayla. Thanks for stopping by today. I hope you're all having a great day. I hope you're staying warm if you're in the United States where it is cold. And if not, I hope you're having good temperatures wherever you are. It is some kind of freezing cold here. We've been down to like the last couple mornings, like 19 degrees or so, which, you know, sometimes people up north are kind of, used to that. And, but here in the South, that's a big deal. We're not used to that. We are not equipped for that. I'd say we don't even have clothing for that, honestly, because here normally just a lightweight jacket does us fine. We don't normally, people don't have like big heavy coats and such here. So yeah, but thankfully it doesn't last long here. So, it's just like a shock, like, oh my gosh, it's so cold. But it won't last long. It'll warm back up before we know it. And then we'll be complaining about the heat. So stick around. I don't always complain about the cold. Come back next week. We'll complain about the heat. Oh, goodness. I have been working on a video that was supposed to be today's video, and it is just not getting done. It's not working out. It's like dragging out and taking a long time. So I just stopped working on that video and decided to just do this right here and chat a little bit. And then I'll get that other video completed this weekend, because obviously it's a more than one day, a one-day project. But anyway, I am making some little sleeves on my Addy 22, not Addy, this is a Sentro. I do have an Addy 22 needle, but this is a Sentro 22 needle knitting machine. Doing some little sleeves that I'm putting together to make little wooble style critters, animals, or things of that nature, wooble style makes. Anyway, so I'm working on my little 22 peg needle machine. So I thought while I was working on this, because I've already did a blue and a multicolor sleeve, I'm going to do some more multicolor sleeves and probably a couple more blues. But while I was working on this, I was thinking about how crazy some people can act over a knitting machine. And I see where people love to comment and put down people who use knitting machines. Sometimes people just use knitting machines because they like the look of the material that it produces. Sometimes they feel like it might be faster than crocheting or knitting. Sometimes people have hand... I don't want to lose my stitch. Oh, man. It popped off. And the next one is in process of popping off. Hold on. I don't want to lose it. So you do have to be careful about your stitches popping off before you get them up on the needle. Ugh. I'm gonna have a little time with that. What was I saying? Sometimes people have hand issues, but they still want to be creative, and little knitting machine makes that possible for them. So don't knock it. That might be somebody's only way of still being creative and having, like a purpose and stuff. And so I see people knocking it, like putting it down so badly. And, I'm like, you're just squishing somebody's somebody's accomplishment, that they might have struggled using that machine. Like, you see me struggling. They might have struggled so badly, and that might be their only way to be creative. And then somebody's sitting there putting it down and being all ugly about it. And that's so sad to see that. But also, I want to say, you know, like, people will say, oh, that's cheating. Okay, at the same time, I want to ask that person. I don't get in those conversations. I just keep scrolling. Because when people act like that, you know, they're not a reasonable person, obviously. They just think about themselves and don't think about other people's situations. But I want to say, so do you have a washing machine in your house? Do you have a dishwasher? Oh, that's cheating. You got something that washes your dishes for you? That's cheating. Do you have a sewing machine? Do you use a sewing machine and you don't hand stitch all your clothes? You buy your clothes? Oh my gosh, you cheater. You are an outright cheater. I mean, that's what I want to say. Of course, I keep my mouth shut. But people love to say, oh, that's cheating. But they don't think about their own situation. Like, it's a tool. It's a tool to make things easier for you. Just like your washing machine. Just like a sewing machine. Just like a dishwasher. So, you know, people don't think about all that. They just want to squash other people and put other people down when they're sitting there cheating all alone. They're cheaters, calling other people cheaters. But anyway, I love my knitting machines. I love that you can just weave some yarn in here and turn a crank and it produces some material. Sassy, what are you doing? And it produces some material that you can turn into something really cool. You know, it's creative, okay? It's just being creative. And it's a hobby. And just like anything else. So I'm going to sit here and see if I can't crank out a little bit. I sped up this little clip to, you know, shorten the video a little bit, and so you wasn't just watching that. But I wish I could spin that fast. I wish I could move that fast, but it's sped up. And 25. So I did 25 rows. Anyway, so I have 2 sleeves here already. So what I am going to do is cinch up an end. I'm trying to see which one is the best, because sometimes knitting machines will skip a needle, or, you know, something happens. I think that one's really good. I think they're both really good. I think they're both really, really good. So I'll take this one and cinch it up. And I'm going to stuff that and make something. I don't know what I'm making yet. Sassy is sitting over here on a stack of crochet books, staring me down because I'm not holding her, obviously. It's supposed to be all about her right now, not yarn. So I did talk with in a members video about getting a small flea market booth and putting my crochet items in it. And I have decided that I'm going to do that. I talked with Big Daddy about it. I talked with both of my sons about it, even though, I mean, not that they had a vote, but I just talked to them about my ideas, and we expanded on that idea. They gave me some other ideas and stuff, so I'm going to go and talk with her, and go ahead and try to get set up by March. I don't know if she has a booth like readily available or if I have to get on a waiting list. I hope not. I hope she has a booth and she's like, yes, you can pay your rent and move in this week and be set up by March. So I hope that's the case. We shall see if it works out that easily. So now I was just on the phone with Elijah talking about shelving space and my best options and, you know, the cheapest way to get some shelves in there right now to get going. And the cheapest and fastest way. So I was just talking with Elijah about that. We came up with some ideas. I just got to see if I can make them work. Make those ideas work. If I find the right stuff that we talked about and everything. Anyway, Elijah was coming down this next week, which would have been perfect timing because he could have helped me get those, a booth set up with some little shelvings and stuff. I want to maximize my whole space. And, Sassy, what are you doing? Don't get in my stuff. And so, but he's not going to be able to come down. I was trying to just watch her and see what she was up to. He's not going to be able to come down because he is starting a new job on Monday. He will be the store manager at a place in Hot Springs. And he loves working management retail. That's he's done that places here before he ever moved off, and he really just hated that job, sitting in that car and not being able to you know, get out and stretch his legs and walk around and all that, plus not being with people. He loves people. He loves helping people and like assisting people as they're, you know, trying to make purchases and stuff. He likes that kind of work and just meeting new people along the way and stuff. So he'll be much happier doing this than sitting in that car 12 hours with no one to talk to except his mom on the phone. When he was, you know, worked the graveyard. And so I don't know. I'm happy for him. I'm glad he's getting out of that car. So, therefore, he's not going to be able to come down because, you know, when you start a new job, you can't take off your first week there. And so, he had called me yesterday and said, Mom, I'm not going to be able to come. I'm starting my job Monday. And I was like, that's okay, baby. You, you know, get that job going. You can take off later and come down. So, we'll get with him later on. Or either we'll go and visit him or something. And Sassy's over here just knocking. I hear stuff hitting the floor every few seconds because she's knocking stuff off my desk. Sassy girl. Alright. I'm trying not to, like, overly stuff this. Although you can, with this first layer, you can stuff this sucker to the gills and make it really tight and whatever. Trying to shape it and see what. Oh, I got a big hole running down the middle, all the way to the top. So this is filling that hole in there. Let me see. And I kind of wanted to make this like a wooble shape. And I figured out my 25 rows works great for that. It does give about the same wooble size as I can get. Alright, so that's good. Now I'm going to close up this end. Okay, so this turned out really well. I didn't overstuff it. Sometimes I do overstuff this first one, depending on what I'm making and how firm I want it to be. Because a lot of times I put a second layer over this to give it that firmness and just kind of where it's not so cheap looking, and it's the material looks a little thicker, and you definitely can't see stuffing when you put that second layer on. But this first layer of this is actually coming out a lot better than I'd say normally. But I'm going to go ahead and put my second layer on. Just running this yarn through here. Just running this yarn through here to get it, you know, just trying to use up the yarn. I'm not pulling it super tight. I'm just getting it through there. Okay. Whoopsie. So anyway, I'm, you know, after I talk with the lady, if she's got a booth space available, I'm going to get this flea market booth and put my crochet items in it. So this is one that is definitely 2 layers, and this is 1 layer. And I can just feel the difference in them. Like, this feels more heavy duty, like it looks more, I hate to say this word, but it looks more like professional versus, I don't want to say homemade, because they're both homemade and they both are nice. A lot of times this one will show the stuffing, and so once you put that second layer on, it does not. As you can see, this is stuffed really well, and you can't see any stuffing whatsoever. Now, I know some people's asked me, like, why do you do 2 layers? And they think that's using a lot of yarn, but it's not. Crochet takes way more yarn. Oh, where'd my tail go? What did I do with my tail? There's the one for that side. Where is the tail on this end? I just stretched it out too much. There it is. I was hoping I didn't lose any stitches when I did that. Crochet takes way more yarn than knitting does, and so it probably evens out. By the time I double layer it, it probably evens out as I had crocheted the whole thing. Because it takes less, and it still may even take less yarn by making 2 sleeves than it did if I had crocheted a sleeve. Maybe, possibly. Probably turns out about the same. Because knitting just uses so much less yarn. So, that's why I'm double layering it. And not everything gets double layered. It depends on what it is and what I want it to look like. And my preferences, you know. I gotta do something a little different with this. It's okay. But anyway, back to the booth idea. I hope that works out and I can put crochet stuff in this little booth. The little booth is only 2 feet deep, which is not big, but in a booth, in the flea market booth world, it will be fine. That is a very small booth. It's okay. So if you look at my squares here, we'll start with a 14 and go down to 18 and two squares back. So it would be that deep, 1, 2, and it would be 1, 2, 3, 4 squares long. So it's going to be 2 foot deep and 4 foot long. So just thinking about building shelving for that, I want to go up as high as possible, because you know, it's like my first rodeo with flea market booths. We've done flea market booths. Me and my kids did that while they were growing up, and they were included in, you know, purchasing and reselling. They had all the opportunity to do all that kind of stuff and keep up with their profits and how much they put back into their booth and all that kind of stuff. It was part of their homeschooling when they were growing up, you know. And even today, Dakota, my oldest son, he has a flea market booth out in West Monroe that he's, you know, still maintains and does fairly well out of. I mean, he's not making a killing, but he's getting rid of some things that he don't need, and he's able to, you know, bring in just a little extra income also. So, yeah. And flea market booths are fun to me. I always had fun doing them. And we used to go to auctions and, you know, yard sales, things like that. But I won't be doing all that kind of stuff, because first off, I don't have the energy to do all that. So I'm going to be crocheting stuff. I have boxes of crochet items already in my bedroom, like the clear tote boxes full of crochet stuff. So that's what we're going to work on getting out of our bedroom and into a booth. And then as I sit here and chat with you guys and crochet, I'll be crocheting plushies and just different things, different types of amigurumi and things that can go in my booth also. So yeah, I think it'll be fun. It'll give me something to crochet towards, because right now I'm just crocheting. My items don't have a purpose. And I think if I have a booth that they're going to go to, they'll have a purpose. And I can go check on that booth, like, you know, once a week or once every 2 weeks or something like that. Whatever I feel like it. You know, if I have a set day that I go and check on it. If I wake up and I'm having a really, really bad day and I see, oh, I cannot function today, then I can say, okay, well, I'll go in a couple of days when I feel better. You know, it's no thing that I have to go do. All right. I do probably want to put some eyes on this, but right now I'm just kind of trying to get it on here, and I can add some eyes. I can go back before I cinch up the bottom. I can go back and add some eyes on this first layer here. Trying to get my little wooble shape up in there well. And I can add a face, ears, arms, whatever I want to add on this. You can put felt eyes, safety eyes. You can embroidery eyes. There's so many different things you can do. So this just looks like it already has ears. The way that one turned out, it looks like ears, don't it? You know what? I think I might can even enhance that. I might put a different kind of eye on it, or I can use safety eyes, but just glue them on there. So let me see what I can do right here. go right through the center. And we'll go down the stitch right next to where I just came out of. And I want to come out right down here. Come on over a little bit. There. Now if I pull that kind of tight, I don't know if you can see where it popped that down a little bit. And I could create these ears a little better. I might be better off crocheting some little ears to go on it, probably so. Maybe so. Anyway, then I can just close this up. And like I said, if you want to add safety eyes when you're putting on that second layer, you can do that. And now you can crochet ears, arms, legs, whatever you want to, crochet to turn this into a animal, a figure, critter, whatever. That's the fun part, is crafting it into something fun. Well, I see Big Daddy is driving up, so I'm going to let you all get going, and I hope you have a blessed weekend. I will be back with videos this weekend, so if you get lonely and bored, don't have anything to do, come find me. There'll be a video for Saturday and for Sunday. I don't know what time of the day they'll go up, but I'll have some videos. I just gotta, I gotta finish up this video that I'm working on, but it probably won't come out until Monday, just because it's gonna take a little while working on the stuff I'm working on to make the video. And then again, you can just run this yarn. On this, I'm going back through that same stitch and just go in a different direction. And just running that yarn through there kind of gives it a little security. But anyway, guys, I do hope you have a great weekend. Come hang out with me again. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, friends. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I always enjoy hanging out with you guys. And remember, it's a beautiful day to crochet. It's a beautiful day to play with yarn or do any other hobbies that bring you happiness. So enjoy your day, and I will be back in the next video, friends. Love you all.